You want to sit here and gatekeep your recipes. I'm gonna do a barbecue chicken sandwich. So one of the things I do is I take off this piece here, this little bit, kind of like tendony stuff, and then there's like a little bit of a tendon in here too. I'm actually going to cut these in half. I'll shingle them like that. Standard sandwich. Like when I get home from working, this is the kind of stuff that I'll make. They say chefs have like these extravagant meals, like people think that, but in reality, it's just really basic stuff. This extra bits, there's a cat here, and she always begs. So in America, there's this really badass barbecue place. I live about an hour away from it. It's called Franklin's. This rub and the brisket rub are my two favorites. I don't like to gatekeep seasonings. Also, pardon my sandals. I hate wearing shoes. I'll try to keep them out of the shot. And nobody wants to see feet in their food. But if you want a basic barbecue rub, what you can do is get brown sugar, paprika, salt, pepper, and a little bit of thyme, and then whatever else you want in there. And that can get you started on kind of a barbecue rub. You get a little bit of that sweet and salty. So I'm going to go through these in the pan really quick. I'm using butter spray, but you can use any kind of spray you want. It's going to start to brown up really super quick, but we're going to reduce the heat in the pan by throwing the chicken in there right now. Just bam, bam, bam. You don't need to use this many chicken breasts, but I'm making several sandwiches, and I'm going to have them in some containers so I can eat them later for like lunch or whatever. Again, pardon the sandals. Sorry. So these are going to sit in there. Get those cooked up. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take some of these bacon slices, throw them in there. Now, you notice how that sizzled right away? You want your pan screaming hot. You can kind of see around here. See how that's already starting? It's going to be a golden brown color, but you want it to be a little more brown than that. You can really tell how close the chicken is ready to flip by the edges around here. Like this one isn't quite ready because look at it. It's really hard to see any like really edges here. We're doing edging right now. We're edging the chicken breast. This one is probably going to be the closest one to being done, but you can see it's done here because all of the heat's contained in the center of the pan, and there's less heat around the outside. So you'll notice around the outside there's two trailer parks, well, okay. But there's chicken, the chicken isn't quite done. So what we're gonna have to do is eventually flip this, and the most at risk is gonna be these sides. But I have ADHD and already forgot about the bacon. This is for the chicken secret knowledge. You actually want bacon that's more crispy in a chicken sandwich because you don't want to pull on a piece of bacon. You ever chew on a piece of bacon on in a BLT or a chicken sandwich or something, and then you pull that bacon, like you pull almost a whole strip of bacon out? Like, that's what we're trying to avoid here. So this is going to get super crispy, like on the verge of being burnt. I just got to remember this one went in first, and then I ADHD'd this chicken over here, and then I'll come back to this and we'll finish this off. I'm actually kind of intoxicated. Now I'm using metal tongs, and this is a pan I got from Sam's Club, and it's less expensive, but the problem is that I still don't want to scratch it up, so I gotta be really careful. So what I did, there you go, see? I'm gonna flip all these. Yeah, those are great. Try to bite it. There we go. Bite it. Oh yeah, that's great. Bite it. And bite it. Alright, so those are gonna go just a little bit longer. Most of this chicken is pretty much done. That's done. These two need a little bit yet. But all of this other stuff, this is done. So we're gonna pull this off and rest. Chicken you're gonna cook to about 165 degrees. So these two, they need to sit just for a little bit longer until they're nice and springy. These need to be ready to flip. I turn the pan down a lot. See, that's so much better. And the bacon, the thing about the bacon is going to continue to cook. Cook bacon. I've only been cooking for 2 decades. I cook bacon after I pick it up once. Not a big deal. Not a big deal at all. But those ones are done. These are nice and springy. So now these last two are done. Sorry, I didn't actually should hear it. There we go. Blah, blah, blah. The temperature on these is going to go up anywhere from 5 to 10 degrees. It just depends on how much they got blasted. Now, this doesn't look super done, but again, as it sits on the pan, it's gonna crisp up even more. You will be surprised at how crispy this bacon will actually get, even though it looks not like whatever. I only got like 3 slices of this bacon left, so I'm just gonna throw this shit in the pan really quick. And then tomorrow, when she makes breakfast, she'll already have bacon that she can just like warm up. She can just throw in this air fryer we got for free that's got like kind of like oily, stainy shit on it. All right, I got the chicken here, got the bacon, I got the last of this bacon. I'm probably gonna put about 4 pieces of bacon on my sandwich. And then I gotta clean this out. These are the same pans that most cooks and chefs are gonna use in a cook line. They have a silicone handle, so I could take this right now if I had a big fat piece of pork, and I could just take this and pop it down in there and cook it. You just gotta be careful when you bring it out. These silicone handles can take heat up to 500 degrees, but just because they can take that heat doesn't mean they're not gonna be, you know, like hot. So make sure you grab one of those bar mop towels or a hot pad or whatever, and use that to grab these out. Do not forget, every now and then on the cook line, we will be busy as hell, and someone will just like, they'll toss it in the oven or whatever, and they'll, like, usually how it happens is they'll grab it, right? They'll grab the pan, like, oh, this pork chop's not done. They'll throw it in the oven, and then blah, 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 set the timer, or whatever. Maybe they just know. And then like, okay, it's done. And they won't reach in here without a towel. They'll grab a towel, and then they'll put it on the stove. And then they go and do whatever. They go chop some vegetables or whatever. Then they go to grab the pork chop, and that's when they fuck up. And their hand just fucking sucks after that. Okay, this is done, and this is still really hot, so we're gonna put this off to the side and kill the heat, and we're gonna let this cool down a lot before we put any water on it, because I don't wanna warp this pan, and I don't wanna like screw it up. So that's gonna sit there. It's gonna look like I'm a lazy piece of crap and not doing the dishes, but there's actually a reason for it. So if your wife or girlfriend yells at you because you're constantly just like leaving dirty dishes, just tell them that you don't wanna like mess the pans up. So you have to wait for them to cool completely down. And so it might take 4 or 5 days for the pan to cool enough for you to like wash it. You know? Super easy trick. Now, I don't know how hot this is, other than like if I know that like I can feel heat radiating off of it. I'm actually allergic to heat, long story. But so what I'm gonna do is here. Okay, so see how it's staying? That's actually good for what I'm about to do. And I'll show you here right now. I've got this plate. They're on sale post-Christmas. It was like $1, sue me. I got this bread that seems to have a growth. I think it's benign, so we're gonna use it anyway. I am not being paid by Franklin's, I promise. They just have some bomb-ass food. There's a reason why they're like one of the top barbecue places, right? So this stuff is dope. All right, you're gonna take your butter. And I said butter, not margarine. Butter. Real, legit butter. Like actual real life butter. And you're gonna unsalted. Unsalted. Okay, hold on a second. Unsalted butter. It's sweet cream, whatever. And then this is approximately however much I put in here. So that's gonna go in there. And it's imperative, so I need you guys to understand something. You have to use a cat dish, especially the Winky cat dish. Now, normally this is for sushi, but if you don't use it to melt butter in the microwave, you're just a horrible person. All right, put it in your dirty microwave that your teenager cooked ramen in and didn't clean up. Now it's important to do probably 25 seconds. You'll notice this didn't make actually a lot of noise, and that's because I figured out how to with the settings, and now it doesn't make any noise at all. It doesn't beep when it's done. It doesn't beep when you push buttons. It's actually me. If you guys want to know how to do that, I'll show you. Just please forgive me for the dirty microwave. I'm human. I make mistakes. I know I'm a horrible person. Just please don't hit me. And see, it ended. No beeps. Okay, 25 seconds in. Let's do another 25 seconds. No, not 2 minutes, bro. What are you doing? Okay, 2, 5. Hey, 2. Oh yeah, I forgot. 2. Oh my Lord Jesus. 2, 5. Start. All right, another 25 seconds. That is good enough. See, this is why you do it in a cat dish, is because it makes it all dishy. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our melted butter and we're gonna go and it's okay if it's a lot of butter. And that's pretty good. What do you think? Kind of like a grilled cheese, but with like with cheese. And then we're gonna grab this really shitty plastic American cheese. So you have to buy the $25 Kraft American cheese, the generic brand from Walmart. Next, this is important. You gotta do this. See this? How this is like, this is already off. Right, this is off. So you take this. Should be a little tiny sizzle, not a lot of sizzle. And then you take these, this is why it's important. You take this, put it on here. Now once that melts, you're good to go. So fuck with that. Oh my god. Oh my god. My life is over. Alright. Oh shit. Is that more God. Alright, so now this is here. Now you're gonna see this start to melt a little bit. As that's melting, throw your bacon on there. Just like that. Boom. Then you take your barbecue sauce and you actually put it on the sandwich, not on the chicken. However much you want. I probably put too much because I'm kind of intoxicated. If you're paranoid, grab this up, check underneath. See? Not too bad. But now I just knocked fucking barbecue sauce. We're gonna move that because we don't want sod bread. Remember how I said you cut those in half? So you're gonna grab these bad boys. You're gonna put them just like that. Make sure you get shit all over your hand. Normally I'd use a spatula for this part, but I have to figure out a way to do this and like record. So I'm actually just gonna use my finger. We're gonna come up on here, I'm gonna flop that over on top. This next part is really important. You have to get this specific spatula. Make sure your wife buys you this spatula and make sure that you think to yourself, I'm probably never gonna use this. This is a really weird thing. It's like weird tong spatula thing. I don't understand this at all. But then you realize that it's extremely amazing for sandwiches. And then you probably need to kind of spread it. Use 2 fingers and spread it really well. And then you're gonna slide under there. Pin this down. Make sure it doesn't flop over. Please don't fuck up. Flip it over. There you go. Nice and golden brown. That's just gonna cook on the other side a little bit. And now everything should be nice and melted. Now you can use better bread, obviously, but like I said, this isn't like gatekeeping recipes. This is like, I just want to make something basic for my house. Barbecue chicken sandwich with American cheese, bacon, barbecue sauce, grilled bread. That's gonna be fucking delicious. Just because it doesn't use high-end ingredients doesn't mean that you can't enjoy your food. Like, this shit's gonna be great. And like, this bread was what, like $1.50? I didn't even get the thick cut bacon. I got regular, like, generic American cheese, not even Kraft. This is dope, dude. The only thing don't skip on is the butter. Make sure you use real butter. Then you can rizz it up with this sauce. So we got our ranch, and then we got that Franklin's barbecue. We got pepper. I bought this at a trade show. This dude like makes these things. It's like it's a burr grinder, but it's like a hand grinding thing. And then the Hidden Valley ranch, you can use whatever ranch you want. And then a little bit of lemon juice, and then you mix it all in this thing. The reason why I didn't show you is because I already had some of it. Chicken tenders are really good in any kind of chicken, anything, super good with this sauce. Now the only thing you can do to make this better is this. Straight up just cut it in half. Then now it's super easy to dip, and then you can take this sauce and like drizzle it all over, or dunk it in, or don't use that sauce because you hate ranch or whatever it is. Anyways, hope you all enjoyed the recipe. Have an awesome day.